Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Prairie Banana over here on PulseChain in pTGC and UFO land. Your index tokens that pay you passive income. Indexed, they're an index of the most promising assets on PulseChain, your Hex, Pulse, PulseX, Inc., and many others that have been crushing it over here on PulseChain for over 2 years. PulseChain been coming down, pTGC and UFO been coming up. That has been the trend. Show me a better asset on Pulse. Show me any asset on PulseChain that meets the criteria of my. It used to be pinned. My pinned tweet. I can find it for you guys again. Remember, it's the wanted, like dead or alive. Any token that has outperformed pTGC and meets certain criteria, which aren't super difficult to meet. And there's none. 10 million. There's an offer of 10 million PLS. If you could find me one. Nobody has come to claim it. And it probably won't. But if they do, I'll be one of the first people to find out about this new gem. Hope you guys are doing good. Somebody let me know in the chat, if you would. Let me know that you can hear me. And that everything's working good. I'm an hour late, guys. My wife and I were visiting with some friends. We had them over for lunch today, and so I was just sitting there thinking. I was praying. I was like, "All right, it's time for these people to leave. I love them, but they gotta go. I love you guys, but I'll see you again next week." And I got I got a stream to do. Hey, Decentralized Wealth. Sounds good. Thank you for the sound check. Decentralized. You're my new friend. You're the dude that, like, I've seen you, and I think you reposted it yesterday. Loud and clear. Thank you, Jamie. I think, some of you guys, you don't have to repost. Like, sometimes it's not fitting to repost something. You know that, right? Like, you might be over your quota for the day. So it's all good. You guys doing good? I mean, what's happening? If you guys have any news to share, drop it in the chat and let us know. I did notice, because I haven't been really paying attention a whole lot. CAO, TV, how's it going? We got some new faces in here. I have been trying to pay attention. I pretty much unplug on the weekends, but especially on Sundays, I just have a hard time paying attention. But I noticed that, let's look at this together. Like, PTI is doing something today. Where is my share screen? Oh, give me 1 second. I literally walked in here and I started streaming. So I'll get set up and we will walk through the ecosystem probably much like normal, especially since I see new faces in here. And put a 1 in the chat if you're here because you want a full system. I was going to say system state. What, Marianne? What do you need help with? If you need the walkthrough, put a 1 in the chat. Like, if you need a walkthrough pTGC and UFO, going through the DApp, which, by the way, is going to be archived, not archived. What's the term for that's the old one? It's going to be that mothballed, but only it's still going to be active. It's still going to be a DApp. But it's going to be superseded, and we're going to have a new one here soon. I hope real soon. Because guys, all right. I could literally, there's a lot of people here, a lot of new faces. I could literally take you guys to the new website right now and show you the new website and all the bells and the whistles. And you'd be in love with it, just like I am, but I can't. But there's coming a time. It is so good. It's functional. Like, it works. At least we're getting it there. It works. It has nice big, like, it's easy to see, right? Visually, it's easy visually. That's the second thing. And then number three, it's divided up into the two tokens. I'm trying not to give too much away, but it's easy to know where you are in the website because you just look up in the upper right. You're like, oh, there's the one logo, so I know what asset part of the website I'm in now. There's like no question there. And then the data is, you guys are gonna love it. If you love numbers and data and history and seeing all the cool juicy stuff that we have in the Grays ecosystem, you're gonna love the new website. Zen, the founder, has been clearly working diligently on this production, on this thing and he's doing it for you guys. All right. This founder loves the community. He loves our community. And I think we love him back. I can say that for myself. You guys are going to love the site. You're going to love it. I'm so excited to I think he's excited, and I got to let him, he's got to be the one to like reveal it to you guys, but I can promote it. So, Ayok, how's it going, man? You hope, I have not seen it on mobile. I have not, but my wife did. She said that because I sent her a link and she pulled it up and she said it looked beautiful on mobile. So you're usually on mobile. Okay, cool. Well, I think it's going to be dandy. I'm excited, man. Yeah. So what's happening? I was going to say there is one token over here that is, hey, UFO's up 11%. UFO is up 11%. Oh, it's the one paired with, I keep wanting to, who are these girls in the chat? Marianne, Ahmed Media, TV. All right, how many people we got on YouTube? We got 9 people on YouTube and 33 have seen the tweet. I don't know if you guys are actually viewing it on Twitter. Marianne. But if you could let me know, that'd be cool. Let me dig into this and share my screen. So hold on one second. Like I said, I literally just jumped in here and started going. I was like, we'll get set up along the way. You're great and been tuning into the spaces. Helps the week not be so boring. Well, good, Ayok. I think I saw you in there. I've seen you in there a couple of times. Okay, make sure I got the correct one pulled up. Yes, I do. I got to hide something, guys. It's just going to distract me. Oops, not that one. Not that one. Let me pull that down. Whoops. Give me a second. Let me remove that. I wish there was like an erase, backup, and delete for YouTube. If you make a mistake, sometimes you're just going to have to live with it. That's just how it goes. All right. Now this one should work. All right. Now, pTGC, look at this, guys. In terms of WPLS, it's holding steady. Steady Eddie. That's our token. pTGC, Steady Eddie, right there. And here it is. Here it is in that WPLS chart. Well, this is the weekly. Okay, we're down from 20-1 back in July. Almost 22-1 back in February. But look, guys, come on, man. This is on the weekly. I mean, I think we put this on log. Let's put it on the daily. I mean, for over 2 weeks now, we've been at this 6-to-1 ratio. But Pulse has been going down. Pulse has been going down for quite a while also. What's Bitcoin doing, guys? It's at 93,000 93,000. It really took that's the month. That's on the monthly, but it's still, Bitcoin is the lowest it has been. Let me put this in log. The lowest it has been since April. That's impressive. All right. I want you guys to, like, if you're not in my Telegram, join my Telegram. There's a link in the description of this video. Go join my Telegram. I try to put positive stuff in there. I try to put newsworthy things in there. And then it's a place for us to have a conversation about crypto, PulseChain, just the 5 cores and pTGC mainly, but crypto, And I found a video about Bitcoin. It's like a 2-hour long documentary, and it's going to be about like how Bitcoin has been hijacked in a sense. I guess I'm probably 10 minutes into it. And so once I have watched it myself, then I'll drop it in the chat, and you guys can watch it and let me know what perhaps you think about it. But I'm really interested in this video because I was watching it and I was just getting started on it. And I was like, it had like PulseChain to the rescue written all over it. Decentralized finance written all over it. And so I'm excited to finish it. I also have to get through yesterday's spaces. If you guys have the opportunity to, always jump on the Gray's Currency spaces. They're on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific, and then on Monday evening at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. And then if you can jump into the Telegram, also you can talk directly to the founder of the Gray's Currencies. And that's on, I'm looking at my schedule here, Tuesday at 3 p.m. and Thursday at 8 a.m. You can talk to the founder himself. And he comes on there and he gives the stats and he'll talk about news and that sort of thing. And he would love to hear from you on spaces or in the voice chat. Always just jump in. If you have any question or a comment, as long as it's, use your head. if you kind of follow me, be kind. Just use your head. But we love to have interaction from the community. We like to hear from you. And I think especially Zen likes to hear from the community. But you can also jump in my Telegram and ask any questions too. And if I don't know an answer, I'll find it out for you. Hey, PulseChain trainer. It's good to see you. Afternoon, fam. Of the RH tokens, how much will ProveX be a part of the pTGC UFO liquidity? Good question. I have never actually, I don't know that I've actually popped you up onto the screen like this, because there you are in your ice bath. I don't think I'd seen that before. Must be the first time you popped a question that I got to put on the screen. You're literally in an ice bath in that picture. You crazy person, you. I want to do that sometime. Just so I can check it off of the list, I guess. Woo! If you can answer this question, how long do you stay in the ice bath? Take a sip. I'll do my best to answer your question. Okay, as a user, as a community member in the Gray's Currencies ecosystem, what I have been able to pick up is that I think we're probably going to sacrifice a bit. And then, because that will ensure that we have a position with ProveX. And then probably what's going to happen is after it launches, if it follows the trend of pretty much all other assets after launch, you know what happens. It doesn't always go so well. And that might become a buying opportunity for the pTGC DAO to scoop up a bag. But in the meantime, we have an opportunity to examine this token and this new product, it's really a real world asset. You know, it doesn't need to have a token associated with it. But fine, Richard Hart wants to do that. Let's do it. So it's a real world physical digital asset that, you know, is going to allow us to transact. And you're going to have to look it up on your own to find out what exactly it is. I've read a couple summaries of it. I'm like, that looks cool. Because it has a token and it's an RH product, we definitely want to have exposure to it from my perspective. And that seems to be the perspective also of the founder and probably some people in the DAO. So I think we're probably going to sacrifice a little bit. But we're also going to check it out first, right? Because if I can say I am a staker, so it's a we. If you stake pTGC, you are part of the DAO. You have voting rights. And so we tried to be very careful with DAO money because it's not ours. Okay. So some of it is ours, but most of it ain't. Okay. And that means there's a burden of responsibility, right? To do right things with it, wise things. Maybe things that require some counsel. Like, I ain't so sure. I'm going to reach out to somebody and see if I can, pick their brain over this. So I think how much, I don't know. But this might help answer. And I had this question, PulseChain Trainer. I was like, how much is that LP going to be? Well, let's look at secretobank.com and we can get some idea, maybe like what I wanted to do is compare and see, like, okay, we have $2.1 million of liquidity in pTGC. The DAO has, I think it has about $200,000 of PLS in it right now. If we put 10% of that toward a sacrifice, that would be $20,000, which would be equivalent to the LP of EHEX or this HTH. I don't even know what that is, man. But it's had $14 worth of volume. Okay. But, it's actually equivalent to EHEX, roughly. Does that kind of give you an idea? Does that kind of answer your question? That's where I was coming from with it. The calm before the storm. Is this what's happening, Marcus? Is this the calm before the storm? I think so. Judging from the video that I just told you guys about, that I might drop in my Telegram that you guys are invited to. If you guys need a link into my Telegram, let me know. I'll drop it in the chat. It leads me to think that this dip in Bitcoin is artificial, not just natural market cycle activity. And Bitcoin, I'm not a TA guy, but you guys are familiar with the 52-week moving average, AMA or MMA or whatever that thing is called. I do want to learn some of that stuff at some point. I just haven't yet. It would really need to close this week, like here in an hour, above 100,000. And some of the guys are like, that ain't happening. Yeah, we got an hour and 3/4 and left, and it ain't closing above 100,000. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be selling their PulseChain assets and their crypto assets, probably. So we're probably going down even further, is what I'm getting at. The calm before the storm? I think we're in the storm, Marcus. I think we're in the storm. And you know what happens after the storm? A calm. Yeah. So I'll tell you guys where let me see. All right. If you guys want to know, I'm not in the trenches on TA. a lot, but I do have my ears to the ground. And we'll get to the chart here in a minute. But I will tell you where I am right now. Not touching a thing. I would still be, except for I'm like, my wife is like, no more, honey, no more. You've got enough crypto. Like, yes, dear. Okay, you're right. But I, from yield, I do dabble a little bit, and I'm still dabbling a little bit. I'm still, guys, I can look at you. I can look at you in the eye, and I don't believe I'm blushing. And I can tell you, I am still bullish on crypto. Why? Because I don't have enough information to be bearish yet. That's where I'm at. I don't have enough information to be bearish on this cycle. I'm still bullish because all I hear about is, okay, we got two things happening. Bitcoin's going down, and I hear about this near future of liquidity coming, like with rate cuts, stimulus checks, what the business cycle hasn't lined up yet. And Bitcoin is behaving very, very differently this cycle. It started the cycle like it reached a new all-time high prior to the halving. And it's like, okay, it started the cycle with a very strange behavior. So am I to believe that it's going to suddenly start behaving for the rest of the cycle? Yeah, I don't believe it. Trend might be broken. Could I be wrong? Absolutely, man. I could absolutely be wrong on this. And I think I'm in good company. So I could say we could absolutely be wrong, and we could be going into the bear market, to which I would want to ask the question, how long is this bear market going to be? So am I willing to sell? Do I want to sell my tokens now? Like, do I want to sell my pTGC now and move it into stables? What? Centralized stables with admin keys? Bleh. No, thank you, sir. No, thank you. Yeah. I am willing to round trip my bags at this point. I'm willing to round trip my bags. I mean, if this is the top of the cycle, I'll write them down. I'm good, man. I can wait. I think, a lot of us can wait. A friend of mine moved some of his assets into stables yesterday, but he holds his pTGC and his UFO. Yeah. Smart move. He might actually end up, dude, if you're watching, I was thinking about this. That might actually be one of the best moves you ever made, man, because you could perhaps maybe snipe a deal on those other tokens. You never know. So yeah, guys, I'm excited for the future. I don't have enough information to be bearish. The hurricane is currently happening though. Yeah. And JW, you are correct, man. 4 minutes in the ice, then 20 seconds dunk. Huh. Okay. 5-year business cycle. We're just getting started. Polygon. Yeah. I would like to know more information about that. If you can link me, I'd like to read about that. I could look it up myself. I know, like a big boy, but links are so much helpful. Are you in my chat, man? I feel like you're one of my friends. You should be in my chat. All of y'all need to be in my chat. Hey, what's this? pTGC, is this from pTGC? What if the DAO also held stables to deploy when pTGC price is low? Because at the moment when pTGC's price is low, so is PulseChain's, which kind of cuts itself out. I don't know if you get what I mean. I think I get what you mean. But if you had $100,000 in stables and pTGC and Pulse went down, you'd still have $100,000 to deploy. I like that. It just hasn't been our plan until the cycle goes up. That's our plan for later in the cycle, assuming we have one. I don't think that. Okay, here's something. And Zen, if you're watching, you might want to stay anonymous. But if the Dow was bearish on the cycle, do you not think that they would be, okay, that we would be moving into stables? I think we would be. So what's that tell you? I mean, the Dow is comprised of some of the smartest people on PulseChain. So, and we're not moving into stables. What is Richard Hart up to today? Has he posted anything? Let's go have a look. Let's have a look. Guys, I always enjoy this Sunday stream. You know? I don't know that he has posted anything. I'm pulling up my Twitter. Sounds good. Makes sense, huh? Yeah. All right, there he is. There he is. Today is November 16th. Okay. Oh, 12 hours ago. Well, that was contest for something. What are you guys on? Wait a second. I have a guide to vote. I'm on a computer. I'm on a pooter. Okay. I was looking for something. Reply guy, life is so much easier than doing your homework. Okay. It's like they have. Okay. I can tell you enough on Richard Hart. I love the guy. I just don't want to waste you guys' time looking through his tweets to try to find something. I'm hanging on. Okay, I look up to Richard Hart. I think he's the crypto GOAT. He's probably more intelligent than 99.99, maybe even add another 9% of everybody in crypto. Listen, he was minting 50 Bitcoin blocks back in the day. Do you know how many people have came into crypto since he was mining Bitcoin? Okay. There does come a point where when you've been doing something so long, you go from being very good at it to being an artist. He's not only extremely intelligent. He's been in crypto long enough. You know how when you do something, maybe day after day after day, after a while, it becomes almost enjoyable because you become an artist. That's what I call it. It becomes like an art. You're no longer mechanical about it and doing it X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. You can kind of get a little more creative, right? And that's where I see Richard Hart in crypto. He's an artist. Like when you become an artist, you do things almost intuitively where you like might get an idea, like a premonition, like I think I should probably do this. And you go and do that and you're like, I sure was right. You know, instead of, oh, I don't know. I'm not really making stuff up, but I want to say that because I lost my train of thought. No, but I think that Richard Hart has become a bit of an artist when it comes to crypto. And he's extremely intelligent. And he built his own token, built his own chain. He has several tokens over here. He's thinking beat the SEC. He has practically unlimited economic energy to do whatever he wants. So he's I picture him as being probably very comfortable. He's extremely confident. And he says, here's the two things I'm hanging onto lately from him. He says, I ain't worried about altcoin season. I'm worried about our season, Or he says, I don't care about altcoin season. I care about our season. Yeah, man. He's going to have a season, and it includes us. And he's doing mailers. He's still creating with this ProveX. And then the post the other day where he puts the Bitcoin chart and it's just crashing, right? And he's like, something like, this is nothing new in crypto, guys. This happens every cycle. Why is there so much fear? So that's where I'm at, guys. I'm hanging my hat on Richard, the leader of PulseChain, knowing, I think he knows more than, I think he's aware of more than just the crypto cycles. I think he's aware of the business cycle and the S&P and gold and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for something here. I think we have a good leader, and I don't think he's going to lead us off a cliff. All right. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. And I have a lot of confidence in him. And I understand that means I'm betting my bags on a man. I mean, I get it. But I don't know what am I supposed to do? If all my bags were over on Ethereum, well, I guess I'd be betting my bags on Vitalik Buterin, whatever. I think it's BU. So, what's the difference? Just a different founder on a different chain, right? So I'm not too tore up about it. I think we're going to have our run. I think that mailers are going out. I'm excited about that. And I don't know. What can I say? What can I say, guys? Other than, are you guys still here? That's what I can ask a question. We haven't even looked at the chart yet. Let's do it. We got 12 people in here. Okay. Bitcoin, 93,000. Can you guys believe it? Did you ever guess that, 2 months ago that Bitcoin would be 93,000? Oh, I mean, it's really not funny, but there's a lot of people selling their Bitcoin right now. Guaranteed. Guys, if you got a job and your family's taken care of and your bills are taken care of, you got food, if you got food and shelter, all of our crypto is just icing on cake. Come on. So if we have to wait another 4 years, that would be sad. That really would be sad. However, food and raiment, with food and raiment therewith be content. Doesn't the scripture say something like that? Okay. Well, I doubt anybody here is like legitimately hungry. Like, you can find food somewhere. You have some food stashed, or you have access to food. Everybody watching here has access to food and shelter. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't, because maybe we'll make a donation. No, but seriously, I mean, if we have to wait, hey, guess what? Sometimes delayed gratification is enforced. But I mean, I'll say that, but that's like worst case scenario. It's like, if there's one thing I've learned in life, guys, and I guess I was just doing it right now. Oftentimes what I have done, and this bothers the fire out of my wife sometimes. She don't like it. This is the guy thing. And it's a prairie banana thing too. Like, I will mentally and even audibly sometimes make the worst out of a situation. And maybe you guys do the same thing. Like say, for example, what if I lost my house? Okay. That's a pretty bad situation. What would you do? I'd go rent somewhere. Oh, well, it's not that bad, I guess. Yeah, because there's a house on every corner. So, I mean, what if we lost all of our crypto? What if we got wrecked? That would be hard. Then I guess we'd have to start over. And now would actually be a good time to start over in crypto, because everything is on sale, baby. I mean, I was thinking, man, yeah, that's private stuff, but But guys, sometimes delayed gratification might be enforced. Keep your head up. With food and raiment, be content, and it could always get worse. But if it gets worse, there's going to be a silver lining. It's going to be all right. We're going to make it, guys. We're going to make it. Let's have a look at Deck Screener. 35 minutes. Seriously? Prairie Banana been talking for 35 minutes in a room to 12 guys. We could use some more streamers, guys. Okay, look at this. This is what I was about to comment on. PDI is up 17%, 16%. It's like, what is going on with PDI? Big green candle. And if you know, I am interested in knowing. And this is in the USD. Wait a second. Point. Oh, yeah, I was way up here for a while. I've been watching. I've been keeping an eye on it. pTGC, where is it? Let's look at it in the daily. Yeah, it came down from, wow, it was really 18 just a few days ago. Well, yeah, we had that big event, guys, that we had Monday, or was it Tuesday? It was Tuesday, the 11th, when Richard Hart dropped the Sacrifice website. And that's when everything on PulseChain really dumped hard. Here's pTGC. There's the 11th. I think that was Tuesday. And pTGC dropped 17% that day. And it's been going down ever since, pretty much. It's rallying a little bit today. It looks like we're going to close Sunday in the green, which would be wonderful. That'll be really wonderful. And how are we doing against WPLS? We already looked at this. Okay, so that's pTGC. UFO. We got one that's up 9%, and we got one that's down. This is probably the PLS pair. And this other one I set up yesterday, which is PDI, I think. Yeah, because I wanted to keep an eye on the volume and stuff. Well, yeah, there's some very good volume on this pair today because of whatever is happening with PDI. Right, what else? What else we got cooking down here? Teddy Bear is up 25%. Atropa is up 17%. Now, these tokens have the Teddy Bear and Atropa are both PDI heavily paired with PDI. At least, let's see what this Teddy Bear is. This is the Teddy WPLS. But the whole Tropa ecosystem is heavy on being paired with PDI. So that would explain why it's up and to the right today. But let's look at the volume. Yesterday, when I reset this, it was at 65,000. I'm guessing it's about the same or less. I always like to take a guess, guys. I always like to take a guess. Hey, Ricky. Good to see you, man. Yeah, 46,000. Are you enjoying where you live, man? You don't have to say it out loud. You guys are having your summer now, man. And then UFO, it was at 32. I'm guessing it to be about the same, maybe a little bit more. Let's see if I'm right. I hope I'm close. Oh, I was way off. It's down to $16,000 in volume. Well, let's look at the little pairs over here. We got the UFO, PDI pair has $3,500 in volume today. What about over on pTGC? Because I know we have a pairing with PDI because the liquidity is burnt. Wait a second. Where is our... Oh, there it is. $2,500 in volume. Well, that's pretty lame. Probably Maria being involved. That's why Atropa Teddy Bear getting pumped. Yeah. Yeah, that could be. Are you saying that Maria is being involved in what is causing the P dye pumping, or the Atropa and teddy bear? If you could answer that, that would be wonderful. Okay. Well, gentlemen, is there anybody that needs the walkthrough today? Is there anybody that needs the let me check a message real quick. Okay. Is there anybody that needs like the full system walkthrough? Let me know by putting a 1 in the chat. Let me know, please. We might just go ahead and do it. We might skip it. I'm kind of on the fence. I do need to pull up my notes about it though. So give me 1 second. Crypto wash, the pump on those tokens is happening because Liberty Swap has created burning. Oh, I did hear something about that. I just hadn't, I needed you to tell me clearly. Medellin is awesome. USD losing its strength to Colombian peso dramatically in the last 5 to 6 months. It was 5,000 to 1 USD, now 3,500 to 1 USD. Ouch. Okay. All right, let me get this pulled up, guys. I got to get my messages. Yeah. All right. Give me a second, guys. I don't know that you guys need a walkthrough, man. Right? What do you guys want to chat about? I think we're going to skip it today. Do we have any adoption? Is there any new people that we need to teach about pTGC and UFO? Man, I so badly want to show you guys the new site. Yeah, I think we're going to skip it. We're going to skip it, guys. We're going to skip the walkthrough unless somebody puts a 1 in the chat. Then I will drop everything and we will walk through the ecosystem. But if it's just the OGs here, then let's chill. What do you guys want to talk about? What there is to talk about. Let's go through. I'll tell you what. Let's go through, look into pTGC, because it might be one of the last times we get to do this. Not really, because it's always going to be there, but we are looking at having a new website here very soon. And I should have my book done. That's one of the messages I was just commenting on. The lady's got to get the slides in the back of the book, and that's it. I'll be done. That's the only thing she needs to do. Hopefully she gets it done this week. Accidentally tabbed the new site on screen. Accidentally. I don't follow you, Polygon. What are you saying, dude? Talk to me clearly. Thick skull here, man. Talk to me plainly. Let's have a look into. Let's just go browse around, look into, maybe for one final time before the new website. Hey, Art Suave Angelo. I'm curious where you are, especially if you're not in the United States. Hey, and if you guys need to walk through the ecosystem, let me know. Art, if you need to walk through, let's do it. Otherwise, we're going to have a look into. Ricky says, do you know if pTGC has any plans in expanding to ETH or Solana in the future? No. Nope. And here's why. pTGC was launched at the bottom of PulseChain, Philadelphia. Okay. I was just there in 2016 with my family. We stopped in Philadelphia and we went to the whole tourist thing downtown there, went through the Benjamin Franklin post office, which is really cool. And we had Philadelphia sandwiches. And then we went on to New York City. And then we came back to DC because we were touring Washington, DC. But yeah, I had a good time in Philadelphia. That whole area down there is very densely populated. You guys want to know something interesting? From where I'm standing, I can go out all the way around 65 miles, and there's not even 10,000 people. But there's a lot of deer, elk, and cows. I'm not kidding. I live in a 2 traffic light town. So Art, when I was in your neighborhood, woo, man, you really got to be on your tippy toes because even the driving out there is crazy. It's a little slower out here. No. Okay. So back to Ricky. We can't. I mean, it's pointless to try to launch on Ethereum and Solana. The opportunity was on PulseChain because pTGC, the pTGC DAO, and the smart contract that has been buying up cheap PLS and bonding, giving us a $840,000 LP with PLS at the bottom of PulseChain, which is a layer one going into its first cycle. Not only just the pairing with PLS, but the pairing with PulseX, Atropa, Teddy, Hex, eHex, we'll count eHex, Most, Inc., UFO. We have been scooping up those tokens on the cheap this whole bear market since pTGC was launched. And when PulseChain has its run, it's going to surprise everybody what it's going to do for pTGC. Now, if you did that on Ethereum, for example, that's going into its third bull market. I mean, how many X's are we going to get out of Ethereum this cycle? 2 or 3? How many X's we're going to get out of Pulse? Well, here's the difference. If we get 100X out of Pulse, that's 100X for pTGC. If we duplicated this token over on Ethereum and we get a 3X on Ethereum, that'd be a 3X for that token on Ethereum. Whoopee, right? It's like, oh, impress me. I think we're going to be impressed with the performance over on PulseChain, and there's really no need to do any duplicate token on Ethereum or Solana or any other token. And that the only reason I know that is I've heard so many people ask that same question on Spaces. It's a great question. It does make sense. It's like, why don't we just do this somewhere else? Yeah. Isn't that cool? Just the opportunity over here on PulseChain is pretty epic. Philadelphia. Nice. Shame our Eagles will have to beat your guys again later this year. You must be talking about football. My wife watches football. Well, what's my guys? I'm not much of a football guy. What do you think my team would be? The 49ers? That'd be my wife's team. Makes sense. You're welcome, man. That's what I get for hanging around Zen so much. A little education. Some of it stuck. Let's have a look into. Let's do it, man. I can't wait. I'm so excited to show you guys the new site. I know I've said it a dozen times. I'm going to say it 3 more dozen times until it comes out. You guys are not going to believe it, man. It's like, I love look into, okay? Crypto Kong, you crushed it, dude. I'm not kidding. But this other website, and I don't even know that it has a URL yet. So I don't even know what the name of it is, but it's good, guys. And it checks the color boxes. I think that would be number, I think there's 4 or 5 things. It's got the colors. Yeah. All right, guys. Here we are at the dashboard. I'm logged in. pTGC has burned nearly 13% of its supply. Look, guys, in the last 15 minutes, we've burned I am sharing my screen. Okay. 35,000 pTGC. You guys do realize that every one of those tokens that was sent to the dead address can no longer ever, I'm going to have to sneeze. Hold on. It's completely out of circulation. Those tokens that go to the dead address, completely, utterly out of circulation, cannot be recovered ever. And what that means is, along with that, and it was built into the code, is that it can never receive another reflection. And of course, it's not staked. So it's not going to receive another reflection. And what that means is we're not competing with that 35,000 pTGC that was sent to the dead address in the last 15 minutes. 15 minutes, guys. And we've been streaming for almost an hour. And in the last hour, we've burned 1.448 million pTGC. Is that right? What? We burned $188 worth of pTGC since we've been streaming. Every one of those, none of those tokens is ever going to earn another reflection again. What that means is that you and I are going to receive those reflections instead. We just got a raise in the last hour. And the longer this prices stay low like they are, I really want some higher volume. What's the volume again? 60, 50, 45. Okay, this is how it works, guys. Price low means we're burning more tokens. Price high means we're burning less tokens. If we can get the volume up while price is low, we're really going to churn through some burns, man. And that just means less tokens that are receiving reflections and more for us. Polygon look into does not show the true APY for both tokens, but we can, that's a great question. And it does show some APY metrics. Let's have a look at it. And maybe we can flesh some of it out. All right. That's a good question. Good point, man. APY in the grays is very difficult to nail down. Man, I can't believe we burned 1 million since we've been streaming. Almost 1.5 million pTGC. Here's the real pTGC burned. Guys, the new site is better. I'm telling you, the new site is better. And I have a hard time saying that, man, because I love Kong and I love Look Into, but it's just, man. We're at 13, 3 zeros, 13. So we're about how many X's are we? 76 X's from a penny right there. The volume of 45,000. Liquidity is 3 million. At the bottom of PulseChain, 797 transactions in the last 24 hours. A lot of buys. Look at that. Not as many sells. Here's our ratio against PLS. We're holding 6. Really good. The circulating supply is 290 billion, 500 million. This was the beginning supply, 333 and all that. Okay. Does that make sense? Here's the average daily volume. 7-day, 113, 30-day, 90, 90-day, 127. So we really slowed down in, since the middle of October. And here's your APY. Polygon, here is some APY stuff. And it does not look very exciting, does it? 24 hours, 1.36%. And it's based, 24 hour. And then, yeah. And let's see what this does. This will show you. I'm going to take a drink, guys. Hold on. Okay, price go down. Here's UFO APY right there. Let's get that going. UFO APY is that purple line. pTGC is the blue. Okay. I'm just kind of taking some time and digesting it. You guys can see this clearly. Okay. And there's the volume. Yeah. No, this is the last 7 days. That is a beautiful chart. I will give it that. We've got tools, guys. Yes, we do. And here's the price. The red is the price. Green is volume. Purple is UFO APY. Why are we down? I thought we were in the pTGC. I don't know why it says UFO APY. Because one of these is the pTGC APY? I'm not sure. Let's do the 90-day. Look at these spikes in volume that are almost consistent. Look at that. You've got August 27th, September 14th, September 16th, October 10th, November 12th. What? That is a trip, guys. Let's go to all just for fun. And of course, that price, the red is the price. Trippy. Okay, there's your answer for your APY Polygon. pTGC fee allocation for the last 24 hours, $2,300. And then the 180 day fees collected is 1.36 million. So let's see how far below the average we are. 22 just changed. 2548 times 180 would be 458. Yeah, so our volume is down. That's because we had some good volume back in, well, was it July? And for volume, guys, you can go to Secreto Bank. Go to secretobank.com. And then what you can do is you can, this is really cool. We're going to try, I think we're trying to get this into the new website, something like this. Now we know that back in January, February, we had some kick butt volume, man. I mean, like, look at that, $2.3 million of volume in one day. And that's not, of course, not included in that 180 day, because 180 day would put us back, I think, the middle of March. It's November. 180 days, 6 months. 11 minus 6 is 5. Put us in the middle of May, actually. March. We had some good, look at that, $1.3 million in volume on March 22nd. And then we had a really high period here in April. So did we not have a high? I thought we had a high period at some point in July. We did. We almost went to $1 million in July. So anyhow, I think that's where a lot of that average that made the 180 day really high. Excuse me, guys. So of the 24-hour fees collected, this is where it was sent. We burnt tokens, sent to liquidity, $1,100 to the Dow, and then was paid to holders and stakers. That's what we do, man. That's what this contract does. It's passive income every single day, direct to your wallet. It's beautiful. And if you guys, I think it's important. I think it's important for me to mention that, of course, none of this is financial advice. This is just what I do and what I started doing, being more diligent about a month ago. I started being more diligent about recycling my yield back into my stakes and such, because pTGC, for example, let's talk about both of them. pTGC, when you earn reflections, they go straight to your wallet and they start earning more reflections. But if you have a staked pTGC, you got to get those reward tokens out of the contract and into your wallet so that they are earning reflections. And it seems to me like the optimal frequency for that is once a week. So for me, it's Monday morning, my first day in my office of the week. I come in here and I recycle. Now, I did it again Wednesday morning because Tuesday was some really high volume. I'm like, I earned more in 24 hours than I did the whole week prior. So I was like, I'm going to recycle right now and put all that stuff to work. Because once you get it out of the contract and into your wallet, then it starts earning reflections. And the same for your lock-in rewards. Like if you get the lock-in rewards are very infrequent, but if we have a big unlock, it just makes sense. Get that stuff out of the contract into your wallet. So, which means you have to get your wallet out and interact with the contract and just be present when you're doing that. And, don't be doing it when do it sober. And I recommend, paying attention, not being distracted by your phone or your computer, your wife, your kids, and do it during the daytime when you're well rested. Okay. That is my advice. Like, don't mess around and check your contract addresses. Like, I think I've showed this. It has been a while since I've showed you guys this. But I literally have a sticky note and I put all the contract addresses on a sticky note so that when I'm transacting, I'm looking at my wallet and I see every time I interact with the pTGC contract, I know that when I see 39EF at the end, and then a C39 in the middle, and an 0XC71 at the beginning, I know I'm interacting with the correct contract. And so I pay attention when I'm transacting, especially with my Grays currencies. Some of the other ones, I'm like, I just click, which I know is not the wisest. But when it comes to my Grays stuff, and then when it comes to UFO, it's the 3DBF. It's got to be the last four, and then whatever the front part. But I look, and I think we all need to make a concerted effort to do that. So, recycling once a week. So with UFO, if you're holding UFO, you're earning reflections. You don't have to do anything. They come straight to your wallet. But if you're LPing, then you have PLS that you're earning. And there's really nothing you can do about that, but claim it once a week. And if you want to recycle it into more UFO or pTGC, whatever. pTGC, it seems like, is the more time sensitive one. Like my UFO rewards from LPing, I can just let those build up and build up. I'm saving some PLS because I do want to have some PLS for long-term savings, if that makes sense. I'm just going to send some to another wallet and store it there and forget about it. Be a big boy and save. All right. UFO has burned 8.65% of its total supply. In the last 15 minutes, we have burned nothing. But in the last 24 hours, whoa, baby, we burned $180 worth of UFO. And here's the thing. Same applies to UFO. That every one of those tokens that's in the burn address will never earn another reflection. Ever, ever, ever again. But instead, you and I do. That's how it works. And that's something to be mighty thankful about. You guys still here? I always got to check. I start getting like self-conscious. Like, am I just talking to myself? How many guys are watching? You guys spying on me this Sunday afternoon. I'm going to spy on you. 15 people in here. It's probably like 14 people and one robot. Hey, the Bendu, it's good to see you, man. I was just like, streaming is a weird thing. I want to fix this, guys. Hold on. There we go. That was bothering me. Streaming is a strange thing because you're literally in a room all by yourself. I can see the road out there. And I'm talking to you guys, and the only way you guys can communicate to me is by typing, like the Bendu saying hi. And for a Gen X, it's a trip, dude. All right, let's look at some more UFO metrics. UFO volume is 16,000 terrible dollars of volume. 16,000 awful volume dollars. Hey, man, you got to be able to laugh at where we are, you know, because one day we're going to be so happy of where we are one day compared to where we are now. So let's just laugh, because we're going to laugh then. Why not just laugh now? $16,000. That's pathetic. Can we just say that out loud? It's pathetic. Polyon, am I making you mad? I'm sorry, dude. I know you love UFO. You probably love it more than I do. I love UFO. I just think you love it more than I do. If you're paying attention. Yeah, guys, it gets better. Let me show you. I dropped you guys on your head. Now I got to pick you back up. Let's have a look at Secreto Bank. All right. Yeah, it's $15,000 today. And that's being not generous, because really, I like to round up. That's $16,000 of volume. Okay. And 3,000 alone on the WPLS pair, which is pretty good. 3,500. Dude, if PDI didn't exist, our volume would be down near 10,000. But let's have a look here, guys. I mean, honestly, in which we always strive to be honest. Let's look back in, look at this, man. Back in, when was that? August 27th. Our volume on UFO was over $500,000. I mean, just a few weeks ago, it was 140,000. Let's look at this. Look at this juicy time back here. Were you guys, how many of you guys were around when UFO was running up back in from November through about February? Yo, guys, look at that. $2.3 million in glorious volume. Guys, that's where we've been. That's where we have been in this bull cycle. And the cycle hasn't begun yet. Or did I tell you guys? Like, bull cycles end in euphoria. Maybe I already said that, but they end in euphoria, not in dismal disbelief. So that's, yeah. That was back on the cycle topic. I just wanted to like insert it in there. But yeah, guys, the volume on UFO today is awful. But we have volume. We do have some. So we did earn rewards today. It just wasn't very much. We'll get back to look into. You're in PTD. I'm in PTDC for the long run. Me too, dude. We may well be into a bear market. Hopefully not. But at 51 years old, you too, man. You and I are very similarly aged. I've learned so much patience throughout the years. Isn't that true, man? I'm so thankful to be a little aged, because the older you get, the shorter 10 years becomes. It's true, Ricky. You would agree with me. I mean, 10 years goes by like that, man. 2025, is that the year? Dude, we just celebrated New Year's last week. It's over. We're at the middle of November. I mean, we're going to wake up tomorrow morning and it's going to be 2026, the first day of 2026, tomorrow morning. Yeah, man. So the younger you are, the shorter your time horizon tends to be, and the slower time progresses. The older you become, the longer your time horizon becomes, and the shorter your time frames, the faster they go by. That's what Ricky and I are experiencing in our 50 plus years. So if you're younger and you're looking at this crypto cycle and you're looking at your bags of pTGC and UFO, and you're like, I don't know what to think here with, over here on PulseChain, I don't know what I should do. Not financial advice, but it might be best to sit on your bags until you know exactly what to do. Like when I first came into pTGC, I got a bag like that because I was like, I need exposure to whatever this is. The price is never retraced to that level. Yeah. Bummer. 100%. Yeah. See, you're Ricky Reyes Fitness Project agrees with me 100%. Hey, man. Hey, you're a guy in your 50s. Looks like you're a fitness buff. Check out the X3 bar. This is totally off topic, but check out the X3 bar. I use mine 6 days a week. It's tough. For any of you guys, man. Any of you guys, if you like work out in the gym, especially if you're putting on some years like Ricky and I, you need something easier on your joints. X3 bar. And have you had mine? I bought mine with the stimulus check during COVID. I'd wanted one for years. Anyhow, way off topic. Let's get back to look into. Hey, but Matt, I mean, if it help any of you guys, and they give a military discount too, Ricky. I'm pretty sure you're a veteran, so you can find it easy. X3 bar. Just make sure you get the original one if you do that. I mean, that's my fitness advice. All right, UFO has $4 million in liquidity. So what are we at for liquidity total? 4 million plus 3 million. You mean UFO? Yes, I knew that. UFO has more liquidity than pTGC. And we're down to like 7 million in liquidity, guys. Yikes. And here's the APY. Let's show the chart. Oh, yeah, down here, of course, it shows the pTGC APY. Here's the price overlay. In red. Green is going to be the polygon. Here's the volume overlay. And here's the pTGC overlay. Polygon, you're going to love the new website, man. The new website. Listen. I'm looking at this UFO, this look into thing. All right, here's the thing. Like, if Zen's watching, I'm going to try not to get killed if he's watching. I'm not going to tell you guys any more than I think that I can, and that I've already said. But I think I already said this. I think, but the two tokens are like clearly separated in the new website, and it's just so cool that way. I'm telling you guys, it is so cool. The way it's done. The way it's done on the site, it's like a dream come true for Polygon. You're going to be on the UFO side, and you're not going to have to scroll down past pTGC to get to the UFO. Zen, do you want to kill me? Zen's watching. He's probably messaging me right now. Prairie, you're dead. No, you guys are going to love it. I'm in love. I'm so excited about the Grace currencies on PulseChain. I'll be honest. I'm a little Twitter pated. I'm probably too excited, and that happens to me a lot. But I figure if I'm happy, maybe I'll live a long, healthy, happy life. It's been good so far. All right, guys. All right. We already did this. Didn't we already show the chart? We sure did. Well, here's your APY. Again, it's not looking super juicy. Maybe that improves. And I don't know that there is any APY stuff on the new website. That is a good question. But here's where we sent the, well, let's have a look at the fees. Last 24 hours, there was $3,214 of fees distributed. And if you guys aren't aware, most of you are, most of that distribution happened because of AMM bots that are balancing out the liquidity pairs in pTGC. And the same for UFO. And they pay the fee. I'm going to have to turn the light on here pretty soon. And the fee gets distributed to all of us holders. I'm going to go turn the light on. Be right back. Not just to the holders, but to the system. Like pTGC has the alien tech. It's the alien tech of the more coming into the system and staying than can be extracted. UFO doesn't have that. I wish it did. Can't go back and fix it. And I'm sure it was built that way. That's a good question for Spaces tomorrow. Somebody help me remember to ask Zen that question. That'd be fun. We can pin him down. We could do it kindly, and he can explain his way through it. Zen, do you really want to kill me now? He's probably watching. He's gonna pop in here. Right? He'll make a comment in the comment section. Oh, I'm glad that wasn't Zen. And I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna like shrivel. All right. What do you have to say, man? All right, amigo. Wife needs me to fix something. She yelling about it. You two have a good night, dude. See ya. Hope you get it all fixed. pTGC all the way, man. All right. UFO. And here's how much we were already down here. Here's where it's distributed. $500 to LP providers. I'm one of those. Are you one of those? All right, now, who was it the last week said we got to do moon math every single space or every single time we stream? Who was it? I don't remember, but he had a good point. Let's do some moon math and call it a day. I think we're about it, man. All right, let's do it, guys. Moon math. Hey, didn't know Look Into had an alternative DApp? It doesn't. I think you jumped in the middle of the conversation, or I didn't explain myself clearly enough, NJ Dub. But we're building a new main site for pTGC and UFO. The Grace currency is going to have a new DApp. It's not going to be PulseTGC will always exist, but we're building a new one. And that's the one I've been bragging about since I've been digging into it. I've been digging it. It's the new one. And I don't know what the name is yet. I'm thinking, maybe a week or two we should have it, maybe a few days. I don't know, but soon, and you will love it, or else. You guys are gonna love it. I can't wait to show you guys as soon as I can. Matter of fact, Zen and I are probably going to jump on a stream as soon as it's available, and we're just going to show you guys. And I'm probably going to insist that we do that. I mean, I would want to jump on a stream with him if he's available. And if he's like, yeah, just go ahead and do it yourself, I'd be like happy to. I would be happy to, because I want to get it in front of you guys. So you can go to work, put it to work right away. Let's do it, man. You know what I mean? Enough of this sitting on the couch. Let's go do it. All right. Oh, moon math, right? I get there's a new one being made, but there's a front end for pTGC staking and locking from what I see. There's a new one yes. Okay. All right. Okay. The new site, and I think all of this is public. So I don't think I'm saying anything that hasn't already been said in a public forum. New site is going to be, yes, a decentralized application where we can connect our wallets to the blockchain, interact with the contract, with the pTGC and UFO contract, which we can't do with Look Into. Look Into has a dApp, but you can't interact with the UFO contract, only pTGC. Okay. And yes, we'll be able to, we'll do our staking, locking, LPing, all that stuff. But it is also going to be a referral site. And it's also going to be, it's also going to have some good metrics. Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's going to be good, guys. I've said that 110 times now. Let's do some moon math. Did you guys hear that story this morning that $270 million came over into PulseChain? It didn't happen. Okay. I think it was just a joke. What if it was like a test to see how the community responded? What if it was somebody that knows something? That's all I want. I just want it to be true. And so I'm making stuff up in my mind. Like, what if it's really going to happen? They just wanted to see what was going to happen before it happened. But anyhow, $270 million would be a buck a ton. That's a buck a ton of economic energy coming into PulseChain. And again, it didn't happen. It was false. But hey, it's like what I do. And this is totally wrong. But I get so excited. And I was at church. And so I was like, all I have is my phone. And I was like, okay, send it to this person and this important person and this important person. And I did drop it into my Telegram, which is probably a mistake. But then everybody goes to work to confirm it or prove that it was false. And I'm like, nuts. But if I'd been in my computer, I probably would have looked it up myself first and then done nothing with it instead. But I did. And that's a reason for you guys to be in my Telegram, because I do try to drop news. And my commitment to the Telegram is that I will drop news there first. And yes, I might pass it around to other groups maybe. But a lot of times, see, I love to spread good news. And some of these groups that I'm in, I cannot spread news too much because then I'm taking advantage of the situation in their group. But it's in my Telegram. I can put stuff in there all day long as much as I want. So if you guys like news, you're going to get all the news that I come across. I'm not saying I know all the news, but I do come across a good bit of it, I'd say. And people send me stuff in. And guys, if you come across news, send it to me. And you can have confidence that I will try to do good, positive things with the news that you guys share with me. And if you want to get, positive news broadcast, and you think of me, send it over, man. I'd like to see stuff. The tricky thing is, in this day, you really have to be on your guard because people they can Photoshop things, they can AI images, they can AI videos, and a lot of people just like to say false stuff. And I'm like, why do you got to spread false information? Isn't there enough true, good information that you don't have to make stuff up? But people gonna beat people. Right now, moon math. Let's do a 10x on pTGC and 100x on PulseChain. Where would that put pTGC right now? That'd be 1,000x. You guys know this. So you take the current price times 1,000, and let's see, where would that put it? Put it at about, let's say, I'm trying to guess here, 20 cents, 12 cents. Yo, whoa. Boy, has that changed. All right, here's the thing, guys. We want to pump pTGC. We have the community to do this, to pump pTGC. We want pTGC to pump before PulseChain does. If we can get pTGC from 6, for example, from 6 pulse per pTGC to say 18 pulse per pTGC before PulseChain pumps, you do realize that means an order. I might be overstating this. To me, it seems like it would mean an order of magnitude more X's at the cycle top. So we want to get those X's down here. And it's our goal and our intention to do just that. Therefore, the new website, you will see what's coming. And once we're done, because I'm being involved a lot in this new website thing. Once we're done with that, I'm going to start leaning into my YouTube channel, because that's where we need to meet. We need to meet these retail buyers that I presume are going to be coming to PulseChain. We want them to land on the Gray's currencies. And there's another gentleman, by the way, if you're not subscribed to Extra PulseX, look him up. Extra, I think it's XTRA, extra _ PulseX. He's in the Telegram. Look him up. Look him up on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel. He's getting started. And between he and myself and whoever wants to jump in on YouTube, we want to intercept these retail buyers that are coming in, because we want to get them into pTGC and UFO so we can pump these tokens and hopefully do this before PulseChain runs. Because if we can get the X's against the L1 now, when the L1 runs, we will be that much more better positioned for mega X's. But it's, I chuckle and laugh, but it's the truth, man. If you're on Spaces on Saturday, then you heard all about it. I mean, think of it this way. I think I can do an illustration. Let's say PulseChain starts its run now. It's going up 10% every day for 30 days. And then it cools off for a little bit. And it's only doing 5% a day for next 60 days, whatever. Okay. It's doing its run. pTGC is at 6 pulse per pTGC right now. And we start there. And let's say we do a 10x like we did in this illustration. We did a 10x against Pulse. Pulse did 100x. That's 1,000x. Now, we start, now let's say, instead of starting at 6, we start at 18 pulse per pTGC, per pTGC. and Pulse does 100x. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that would be 3 times the value that we just got in this equation. We got 12 cents. I'll show you guys in case you were not paying attention or you were doing something else, because I understand we're all doing life, right? 10x on pTGC, 100x on PulseChain gets us to 12 cents. Now, if we started at 18 cents or 18 pulse per pTGC versus 6, I think that would be 36 cents. Does that make sense, guys? I'm literally going to message Zen after this stream. Like, is this right? If I got this right, I hope I do. I could just drop it in the Telegram too. I should probably just do that instead of bothering Zen. But you guys can chime in. All right, what else? How are we doing on unlocks? Let's do an unlock calculator and then we'll call it a day. I think you guys are. Does that sound right, Polygon? Okay, cool. All right, since I had Dustin Hawks, what's going on? How you doing, Dustin? I don't know that I've seen you before. Hey, make sure that you guys all subscribe to my channel. It means so much. Okay. I want to look at locks. By the way, guys, if you guys want the... It's Duhawks? Okay. I accept. Got it. Cool. Good to have you in here, man. We're just jibber jabbering. We're kind of wrapping it up, man. Oh, but have you been paying attention? Have you heard? If you've already heard me talk about the new website that's coming, then I don't want to bore you and everybody else with it. Just know that got Hawks. I'm gonna call you Duhawks. It's lit, dude. You're gonna love it. You like looking too? You're dad head. Because I think you've got one of those special accounts. Cool. Dude, you are familiar with look into. So just you wait. It might take a minute to grow on you, but what I love about it is that it's all separate. And there's more. There's more. I'll quit. All right. And I got that put it in there twice. I want to see. I mean, Duhawks, you're a locker, and you're familiar with the locking formula. So let's see how many unlocks we've been having in the last 30 days. Here's my monthly data, and this is something that's not on the website. Yeah, I've got something. It's nice to have something that somebody else doesn't have. Because that means it just like validates my life worth. I'm going to do this, make you guys dizzy, but I'm going to scroll over. I got to find my locking section, daily volume, UFO. Give me a second, guys. We're going to find out. I want to look at the locking data. Okay, here we go. Total unlock yield per 100 million. That's nice. Not really what I'm after. How much pTGC was unlocked early? The average is actually needs to be, that should be 5. Here I'm fixing stuff on the fly, man. The average is 304 million. Okay. In September, it was 76 million. So the way I look at this thing, guys, whenever I look at pTGC, I look at it as it's worth $1. Like every token is $1. That's why I want every single one that I can get, because I think it's going there, or maybe even more, perhaps even this cycle. A lot of unknowns, but it's also easy math. Everyone's worth $1. I'm going to get as many as I can. And locking is one way that we can get a lot of tokens. But if you look, the locking from month to month is very, very different. Like in July was the lowest I have on record. March was the highest I have on record. The average from October to January was, it should be 303. Yeah, that's accurate. 303 million. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this into the locking calculator, and it was 395 million last year. I think what happened, guys, is a lot of people nuked their locks this year, and it really sent the number of unlocks down, like the average. And also there just hasn't been a lot of chain activity. PulseChain's been asleep. It's been going down. So I remain optimistic that as we go up in the cycle, we're going to have a lot of unlocks. And I think that as people come into the system, they're going to be locking up their tokens because they will see the value in it, in locking. That's what I speculate. And then, like, you saw the variety of the different quantities month to month of how much was unlocked. I think that going into the future, that will very much dampen down the more holders we have that are locking. Does it make sense? It makes sense to me that the locking is going to kind of just become more of an average. Like it'll be more consistent. You like unlocks? I got so much locked for 10 years. Yeah, I know it, dude. You crushed it. So, and I'll tell you how I did mine. I don't know if you've ever heard, and this is for anybody. At the end of last year, it was actually the week of Christmas. I'd been sitting on 90-day locks, figuring out what to do for months and months and months. I finally figured something out. It got me a spreadsheet, had it all worked out between several different wallets. I'm like, okay, I have this much pTGC. I want to have a locking ladder. I want to have some 90-day locks, but I also want to have some 10-year locks. So I put 88% of my pTGC in 10-year locks. So Duhawks and I are like, right now, we're the 10-year lock buddies. 88%. And you probably maybe even more. I did 88% in 10-year locks, 8% in a ladder. And yes, that means my ladder locks are like not that great, but I don't care because I think I know where this thing's going. I like to think I do. And then I got some 90-day locks, and those are my 20, 25, 26 profit locks, if you will, is in the 90 days, and whatever I can accumulate. And we have been accumulating, haven't we? So that's how I did it. Value unlocking is the key. Right now, we are being farmed. We're being farmed? I don't follow you, man. Give me some clarity, man. Izzy Money. Help me with that. Because I'm looking at that thinking, is he saying we're being framed? Okay, why are we being framed? But I do think you must mean farmed. So talk to me, dude. I'm all ears. I'm just slow. So you got to bear with me. So 10-year locks. But the worst you can do in locking is the 90-day, which is 55%. You keep 55%. And that's like an F, probably in school. Okay, but that's the worst you can do. If you went if you did just a pure average pTGC ladder all the way out to 10 years, it ends up being like 77%, which is a high C in school. So you can literally ladder out from 90 days, 1 year, 2 year, all the way out to 10, evenly spaced. And you're going to keep 77% of whatever you earn in your locking that comes into you to claim. The rest will go to the burn address. But that ain't bad. And then if you did like what I did, like I'm keeping like 96, 97%, I forget, of all the locking rewards that come to me. I want those locking rewards. I never really realized the power of pTGC on dips eating the pTGC supply off the market. Yeah, man. I was just talking just a little bit ago about, I wish we could have like super high volume right now at these low prices, because you're right. The machine is eating away. The first 45 minutes of this stream, over 1.5 million pTGC went to the burn address. 1.5 million. And that's the minimum that we recommend everybody on PulseChain hold. A just in case bag. And that was 1.5 million in 45 minutes. And why is that? Well, Dustin Duhawks. Okay. Dustin gets it. He understands it. As the volume is high and the price is low, that means that much. Say you had $100,000 in volume, and 0.5% of that is buying and burning tokens. So that's what? $5 of $100,000. That would be, is that $500 or $5,000? Whatever it is. Whatever amount of pTGC that $500 can buy, it's going to burn. Now, if the price is high, it can't buy as many tokens. Price is low, it can buy more tokens. When it buys more tokens, it's sending more to the dead address, where they can never, ever, ever be recovered, and they will never earn another reflection. Instead, those reflections go to us. And by the way, when those tokens get sent to the dead address, what happens but that the circulating supply decreases, and that diamond-handed holders like Dustin and Izzy and Prairie Banana and NJ-Dub and Polygon, our positions increase relative to the circulating supply. So like, for example, Tuesday, when the Dow took 550 million pTGC off the market, we bought it. I thought we burned it, but we didn't really burn it. We're holding it for something special, like perhaps a ProveX pairing. But we take 550 million pTGC off the market, and yes, those pTGC are earning reflections. I think they must be, but I don't care, because there's a plan for them. But once we do pair perhaps with ProveX or some other asset, and those PLP tokens are burned and those tokens are out of supply, let's say we do the whole 550 million pTGC. Do you know that means that gives all of us a 0.2% raise? 0.2%. And you're thinking, yeah, Prairie, I'm not impressed. 0.2%. But we're talking about 0.2% of extra yield every hour of every day of every month, year after year. 0.2%. Think long term, and then that will really add up. And that's just 550 million. How much have we burned in the last month? Probably not that. Okay, but we're burning tokens continually. And so what I'm saying is that we're always being inflated. We're always being inflated relative to the circulating supply. Plus, we're always earning more yield. We're earning, okay, if you got let's say you got 1 million tokens. Yesterday, for $100,000, you earned X amount. Today, you earned a little more. And tomorrow, you're going to earn a little more than that. What more can you ask in life than for every single day, inch by inch improvement? You know, I used to work out at the gym here at the college, and there's going into the men's locker room where the football players go in and change and stuff. It says improve by 1% every single day. Yeah, man. It's so powerful that whales would prefer round bottoms. Oh, yeah. Don't want to send it too quick. Yo, that's good, dude. Not to mention all the early unlocks during panic that gets burned also. Yeah, you know, one of the things that I realized when I was looking up some wallet addresses, I'm checking my time. But I don't like to go over 2 hours because that's too long. I was looking at a lot of big wallets, and I'm like, guys, will you like claim your unlock rewards and claim your it was the unlock rewards, because when you claim, and there's like a bunch of people had 90-day locks because they were like way back at the beginning of pTGC and they weren't sure, so they did 90-day locks and they lock up however many billions, and you got all this yield there. And if they would claim it, they'd burn 45% of it. I'm like, guys, and I did a little quick study, and it wasn't a whole lot that would go to the burn address, but yeah. Guys, let's be responsible. I've been in crypto a long time. Never seen anything so promising before. pTGC has the chance to be the world's greatest index. In the future, we could have LP with anything as the world gets tokenized. You are onto something there, dude. Bro. Broski. Love it, dude. Thanks. Thanks for the comments. That's truth, man. That we can do anything we want with the Dow funds. We could buy a golf course. How much better a real world asset or something? Yeah, man, I love one of the most powerful things about pTGC. It's not sure it's the buy and burn. Sure, it's the automatic this and the automatic that. And the more comes in, then goes out. But you know, one of the most powerful things about pTGC is that stinking DAO. Because, and I love, okay, the founder is awesome because he's a saver and he's a patient man and he has influence over that DAO. And I love the cool, calm collectedness of the DAO. The last time we really swooped in and sniped something was that most token from 6 months ago, whenever it was. And we crushed it on that one. And then Tuesday night, we made a move, and I think we crushed it there. But in the interim, what had we done? Waited and saved. Yeah, like 10 billion Pulse. So I love the DAO. And as you were just alluding to, Dewhawks, the DAO is going to allow pTGC at some point in the future to perhaps make some very careful, thought out, deliberate moves into even other assets. I wonder how that's going to work, though. I want to talk about that on Spaces. That's another one for Spaces. The DAO has flexibility to change the course depending on the market. And that's just it. It absolutely does. And you know my illustration, Dustin, where a typical token, and you can see them all on they're all over on PulseChain, and they're all wrecked right now. They can go up and they can go down in price. They have no flexibility. But the pTGC DAO, sure, it goes up and down with price. But the DAO allows it to give it some flexibility, like a ship on the sea, not a train on the track. It's stinking cool. Pretty soon we can add LP with, say, S&P 500 or tech stocks as they become available on chain on ETH. Now we're talking. Let's do some moon math. You got any more truth bombs, Dustin? I know you're laughing over there. I'm sure you are. Let's do, while we're waiting for any more truth bombs from Dustin, we're going to do a locking simulation. Okay. So what is the total pTGC locked? Let's actually get the real updated number from the Gray's currency, PulseTGC.com. You're just laughing at everyone selling. Yeah, dude. It's like, what are you thinking? What are you drinking? Staked and locked 128 billion. Is that 128? Yeah, man. Look at all the people that aren't locked now. I think that's not accurate because I don't know how you come down from 130. Well, yeah, that was okay. Look at this, guys. Watch this. We went from, okay, it looks like this number has been decreased from the site by 11 billion. But I've got the numbers right here. What's the total here? That's 3 billion that has been unlocked since the site was built. So yeah, something's not quite right with this, but it's good enough. Let's call it 128. 303 million unlocked in a month. And let's say you have 100 million. You're locked up 100 million, which is 3 dolphin positions. And the price is now $1. I like to keep it really simple. You guys can backwards math everything. And let's say you're keeping 100%. You went 100%, 10-year locks. You would keep 70,803 tokens out of this 303 million. That would be your portion. $70,803 for that 30-day period, gentlemen. Gentlemen, who cannot live very comfortably on $71,000 coming in a month. Now there's some requirements there. Some humans in this ecosystem need to unlock their tokens. I almost say misbehave, but hey, guys are going to do what they're going to do. I might even unlock some at the top. I don't want to, and I don't suspect that I will, but you never know. Things change. Who knows? Just so you know, guys, I've got a principal amount that I do not want to touch. But we are depending on human people unlocking, and that's a $1 pTGC, and that is a bag of 100,000, which is 3 dolphin positions. So, which is about $20,000 right now, I think. About $20,000 right now. So it's all, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. But if you don't take a chance, and it's like I was saying to my wife yesterday, I said, you got to get off the couch in order to see life happen. And in order to see amazing things happen in life, you got to, especially if you're really to see the most amazing things, you got to take one step and not know where your foot's going to go. And then you lean forward. And then by the time you're putting that weight on that foot, you knew where it was going. And we're doing that in the Gray's currencies right now with trying to do this on real life onboard thing. We're really kind of stepping out and doing some unusual stuff like building this incentive program, which is going to be, nobody on PulseChain has anything like this that I'm aware of. And it was a kind of a stepping out, taking that step kind of thing. We're going to see where it goes. But that's about it, guys. It has been fun visiting with you. And I hope it made it more about you guys than about me, and more about the ecosystem and PulseChain. 8 people in here still. But what if I take a step forward and a banana peel ups? Then what happens is, you're going to slip and fall, man. Sometimes that happens too. You take a step and then you slip and fall, but you learn from it and you get back up and you try it again. That's where real success happens, is from the second, the third. All right. Oh, man. So on that topic, we're going to close it down after this. You get back up. Heck yeah, man. That's right, man. Check this out. This is on topic. And it's a story. Last story before we go. My dad and I were watching videos on YouTube yesterday, because that's what we do, just to chill, he and I. In Florida, in the Everglades, they got those pythons out there, and it's like an infestation. They're like, okay, we got to get rid of them. They tried 4 different things before they can finally figure out something. This is all new. So check this out. The first thing is they get everybody in the community to go try out there and try to catch these pythons because they're just multiplying and they're eating all the game, and then the gators don't have anything to eat. So, but the community wasn't able to accomplish the mission. They could only catch so many. That was number one try. Number two, they're like, okay, we're going to send out a couple dogs. And they literally have these 2 dogs, and they did a great job, but it's a massive hundreds of thousands of whatever square miles or acres of swamp with all these pythons. 2 dogs? That was number 2. They tried and failed. 1, failure. 2, failure. 3 was rabbits in cages, and they're like live rabbits. And that worked. However, some people didn't like them using live rabbits. Like, okay, so they had to ditch that idea. 3rd failure. The 4th attempt was mechanical rabbits to attract these pythons. You know, mechanical rabbits in a cage. It's a true story. You can see it on YouTube. And it worked. But then the gators would come in and try to attack the rabbits in the cage and destroy everything. Failure number 4. However, along with attempt number 4 was a game camera. And they had about 100 of these or something like that. And this game camera, these multiple game cameras would see the snakes going by, the pythons, and see their behavior. And they put all of this game camera information into artificial intelligence. And this artificial intelligence was like, hey guys, check this out. All of these snakes have certain patterns that they're moving in. And so these guys, they go and they find out where the snakes are actually living, and they found all their nests with thousands of eggs. And they go in there and they capture all these snakes and they eradicated a bunch of them. But you know what it took? Failure, 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 success. Yeah, and a lot of money. You read that article this morning? Isn't that a trip, dude? To me, it's an illustration of tenacity, getting up off the couch, going out and making life happen, stepping on the banana peel and falling down, getting back up and going forward and doing something, even in the face of adversity, 3 or 4 different attempts and failure. Yeah, man. So yeah, perseverance prevails when everything else fails. I've never been good at anything I quit. Yeah. That's it, guys. Good stream today. Keep up the good work. Spaces tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. Be there, be square. But, you know, we got life. But let's go onboard some real life people at these lows if you have the courage to. And, guys, it could get real at any minute. I have no idea. But I remain optimistic. You guys have a good night. Yeah, see you, Dustin. See you, Polygon. See you, Tales Dreams. Have a good night, guys. And everybody else.